theory to understand when lengthening the hip flexors, especially if you're preparing for back bends. Right now, Aggeliki is in Adho Mukha Svanasana and her hips are in flexion. There's a bend at the hip. In order to lengthen the hip flexors, you need to put the hips into extension. But many students misunderstand, and when they do lunge work, they allow themselves to go into a back bend. It's very important when preparing for back bends not to do a back bend so that you can find true length in your hip flexors. Aggeliki is going to step her left foot forward, coming into a high lunge. I've asked her to bend her back knee as she comes up and bend the front knee to a true right angle, which is always deeper than we want. Okay, so ideally we want this thigh parallel to the floor. Come one more inch. Okay. So you could balance a teacup here. Now she has a bend in her back knee so she can find maximum length in the front of the hip. If she forces the legs straighten that leg for a moment, it's going to pitch the pelvis forward and she won't have as much length. So instead we bend the back knee, lift the front of the pelvis. The instruction I always give is imagine zipping up a tight pair of jeans. As you lift the front of the pelvis, you drop the back of the pelvis. The more that you lift the front and drop the back, the more length there is in the hip flexor. And you can think of the path of the hip flexor as being like so. And we want this strap to be as long as possible. Now to get a little more length, and this is hard work here, keeping the tailbone heavy, in other words, dropping the tailbone forward and down, you press the thigh back and up. Tailbone forward and down, thigh back and up, more length along the front of the hip. So the takeaway line here is save your back bends for your back bends. Don't do a back bend while you're preparing. And then hands to the floor. Step back to Adho Mukha.